What's going on, guys? Welcome back to episode 20, picking up from the Revenger Shack. So, in between episodes, we went ahead and started to upgrade Great Stars. I actually had a few more upgrade mats than I thought. Now, this actually goes with the recommended Strength Faith build. We did recommend you guys go with Vikes War Spirits. Really nice, somber weapon, has fire, yeah, gets faith scaling. However, this is more Dex Faith. Now that we're actually starting to level our stats, I decided just to go with something that complements our build. However, there are a lot of choices here. Feel free to use what you like. Now, if you bring up the map, at this point, the only thing left before our Legacy Dungeon is the top half of the lake, so that's what we'll be working on this episode. So from the Revenger Shack, you're going to notice just a little culmination of islands down here. There's not much going on. There's like a chest right here, a little bit of loose loot here. So that's, if you head straight up from the Revenger Shack, can't really miss it. So that will be our first stop. Then after that, we're just going to shoot up to these two islands. So it should be easy to follow, and there will be a side of grace like right here along the way. So if you guys want to put maps up, it's this, pretty much something right here. That's a chest, loose loot, side of grace. I'll leave that up for a second. I don't need the markers, so I'll take them off, but feel free to leave them up if it helps out. All right. So as you go on down, like I said, you're gonna see some buildings here. It wasn't so much an island you were seeing on the map, it was just buildings and structures. But if you just go towards this little rooftop over here, I guess we'll call it, you'll see Temple Quarter pop up. And as soon as you do that, just look to your right. You're going to see a little hut right here. That's going to be your chest. Feel free to fight the guys here if you guys want to. You can go ahead and clear your area, but I'm going to let you know right now it's a pain in the ass. It will pile up on you. They'll have a bunch of health. It can be quite difficult for no real reason. So instead, we're just going to grab that. Then we're going to shoot straight to the west and grab our side of grace, as there's just nothing else really happening besides crafting materials. It looks like there's a lot going on. There just isn't. With that being said, the weapon you just picked up is the Ice Frying Hatchet. Phenomenal one-handed axe for dex builds. It has not only Frostbite, it also starts with Hoarfrost Stomp as a Asher Ward. And it's a somber weapon, so you're stuck with that Asher Ward, but it's a solid one. Now, okay, we're at nighttime. It's going to change to daytime so we can actually see what we're doing here. Alright, so with that, as mentioned, what we're going to be doing is just going to this island for a scarab. And then we're going to go fight another dragon here. So it's just the same as your other dragon fight, as far as a guide. He's going to be using magic breath and shooting magic projectiles at you from time to time. Everything else is essentially the same. Now, this is the first scarab that you're going to see that will teleport. So you can't get close to them. You're going to want to use range. Even with their incantations, I think it's best to just use a bow. I've been dying to play around with Archery Great Bow. We got in a dungeon. Very, very well hidden. But yeah, so cool looking. I always wanted to test it out. So it's a good chance to use it. So you want to aim for the beetle, not the ball. Look at that. One shot. We'll go ahead and take that off. We'll leave our arrows on because they don't add to the weight. And that's going to get you a Somber too. It actually used to get you a Ashen Ward called Thop's Barrier to let you spell parry. You'll be able to parry any spell that comes your way. But they changed that. And they made it to where you have to do Thop's quest to get that Ashen Ward now. So going over to your next island, this dragon is actually guarding your Raya Lucaria key. With that being said, you don't have to kill him to get the key. You just, what the hell? That didn't seem good. You can just run behind them to get it. Now remember, this one's a little bit different. You've got access to magic, but all in all, it's, very similar to. So I just get to the dead guy. Remember, we want his head, right? That's what we want. We want his head. That way we can stagger him just like that. It's critical and mess his shit up. And that's what I'm saying, guys, before. Dragons are intimidating. There's no way around it. But they're really not that bad. So when he does a stomp, that's what we want. He's going to put us by his head. If we can line up, at least. Oh, not good. That's called torrent. He'll take the hit, not us, if we happen to get caught. I think it's quite manageable all in all. Ooh, not good. Not good. Yeah, he got us. I can tell we weren't lined up. You can tell. Now remember, if you can't get to his head or you find that difficult, you can target it. It's just a much longer fight. These are not the guys you want to fight forever, you know. Not at all. Not at all. Run to the side. If you think he's bad, wait till you fight Mr. Rock Dragon and Cable. Oh, I love this. I think the targeting is the hardest part. It just moves so much for a bigger enemy. Come here. Stay put. They kind of irritating, but they're actually fun fights, man. Start getting more comfortable with them, yeah, they're a lot of fun to fight. Come on, land it. Thank you. Alright, take him out. That's going to be your next Dragon Heart. We have moved quite a bit since the fight started, so we all know, you know, we're going right over here to that second island, right? So you're always going to be told that when you kill a dragon, get a Dragon Heart, that you're able to pick up more spells with the Church of Dragon Communion. So if you do an Arcane Faith, make sure to check that out. Now over here you have some loose loot, so Kukri, Dragon Wound, and your key. So Academy Key will now allow you to do your Legacy Dungeon. But there's no point in doing this yet. All we have is a few little things through here, and you know, that tunnel, that's where we're at anyways, right? So from here, all you're doing is going straight across. You can't see it, but there's actually going to be a cave here. Now, you will need a Stone Sword Key to access it, but we should still have a few left over. We'll grab another one as soon as we go in, so that will be replaced regardless. Now this is like most of your other caves where it's pretty much, you know, in and out. This is the first time dealing with the enemies of this area, which is going to be your mages. There's a handful of them, and they kind of come in all sizes too, guys. So you have smaller mages, bigger ones, and really big ones. Damn, we only used one heal on the dragon and killed it. No, we'll go ahead and rest anyways. So let's go turn on our lantern. Now when we go back, immediately you'll see rats. But other than that, it's all mages that you're going to be dealing with until the boss. One of them's a mage too. It's a double boss fight, but it's not particularly hard, all in all. Alright, and as soon as we go in, it's really just one open room with a, you know, a few little areas branched off. So it's pretty easy to navigate. There's going to be a bunch of these crystals. You're going to see a bunch of mages over here. But we're going to go to the right side first. There are two mages right here. We're trying not to alert the other guys. Most likely they will get alerted. But so if you go in and go to the right, go all the way back. Get consumables, crafting. Now try to use the crystals to avoid the spells if possible. That's, I think, the best way to deal with it. Yeah, let's stagger you. Hey, stop it. Thank you. Now you're dead. Being a prick. Yeah, they're spammers. But never liked intelligence builds. I just think you guys are annoying. You know, I really do. I would just stand here with my stick and spam, 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 spam. To each his own. But dealing with y'all, it's not fun. Alright. So, once you have that cleared, go straight back to the left. This is just a dead end for a Stone Sword Key and some crafting. Have that, Stone Sword, more cave moss. And as soon as you come out of here, if you just look to the left, that's going to be the last little route here. Like I said, it's just in and out. You're going to see a tunnel that's kind of lit up. Ooh, really good crafting here, don't want to miss that. So as soon as you go through here, there's going to be a door. Now, when you go through that door, there's going to be a hall that leads you to the boss, but there is more going on. Now, I like to try to sneak here because that guy's a dick, and you have this guy. Now, they might get alerted, they might not if you play your cards right, but right over here on the left is going to be a illusionary wall. Take him out. Go up top for your first Somber Staff. This one's good. 48 intelligence requirement. It's got boost crystal sorceries. So if you're using those, you get more damage. But still, it's just, you know, a really nice choice. They came from. So this guy, if he does this big gavel, they usually do it twice. See that? I think it's a prime opportunity to get behind him for backstab. So focused while doing that hit. So we get him down, then we're gonna roll on off for another chest right here. You see another rune arc. How many of those do we have? 12. Okay, not bad. You should have between like 40 and 60 on a full playthrough, because you could get potential drops too, so you have more than you'll ever need. You shouldn't really be using them that much until, mid to late game. Now, going into the boss fight, we're set up because we have a weapon with strike. Even if it's not upgraded, you're going to be better off using Great Stars or even Morning Star from the beginning of the game, because this is what these guys are weak to. It's going to be 2 crystallines. Now, you don't have to, but I'd like to use a summon here, because our summons might help to tie down the mage while we deal with Mr. Spearthrower, right? Now, we want them to be fighting different guys. Sometimes they just do their own thing and want to pile up on the guy I'm fighting, but hopefully they will distract the other shit off. And as you see, we're just really looking good here damage-wise. Look at that. Now this guy does have spells to hit like absolute drug, but you can actually backstab, even though he's a boss, you backstab. I don't even think that should be allowed, to backstab bosses, but I'll definitely take advantage of it, right? Now another thing with this guy too is you can just do charge heavy, stagger him, before he even gets up, he can start doing charge heavy again and really just tie him down, lock him, stun lock him essentially. There you go. That's going to get you a spell called Crystal Release, and you could use this to leave. We do not want to do this. Instead, we're going to go straight, take up a lift. It gets you one of the most popular utility spells in the game. So this is going to create a sigil almost the size of this lift here, and while you stand in the sigil, you're going to get like 30% more damage. It's crazy, called Terra Magica. I don't remember you being this long. Shit. It's got a hell of a view too, so you're literally just, I guess it depends on the time of day, but usually you're able to see it. Maybe it's up top. You're pretty much just dead across from the Raya Lucaria Academy, the legacy dungeon for the region. Yeah, you can kind of see it a bit there. That's the capital right over there, and that's the academy. Pop our chest. Terra Magica, and now we're good to go. So at this time, like all this stuff is wrapped up, we're good. So what I like to do from here is actually jump on over to northern Liurnia Lakeshore. I know we're short, but how much? Like 2,000? Fuck it, we'll get more. I'm going to keep bringing up our damage stats every time we get a chance, especially right now. As we'll be able to start getting rid of talismans. Because since we get to 20 here, we're going to be getting 20 in Faith. Then we can take off that +5 Faith talisman, have another talisman slot. So that's what our next goal is, 20, 20. It's only 6 levels from now, so not bad. So once we go down here, right over here is another puzzle tower on this island, which we are going to cover first. And then we'll probably go and get this stuff out of the way and then start heading back. Yeah, because you got to kind of do stuff over here too. That's off on its own. Yeah, but it's on the way out, so we'll wait. Alright, so right now, just go straight across. I was trying to figure out, we have to do it all, but I was trying to figure the best order to do it. Now, this puzzle's a bit different. It's almost like the very first one we did with the 3 turtles. It's the same thing, but it's even more complicated. There's not an invisible one, but there's one that's like off the side of the cliff. It's really hard to find because there's like multiple levels to this place, and you can't tell. That's the thing. Alright, so grab your grace, and what we're going to do, and I know exactly where it's at, so it's not bad, but you're going to have to go up, interact with this. That will, summon the beast. And if you just head on over to, like, the southeast, there's going to be a tree. Just keep going around to the east. going to be a tree, yep, right here. So a lot of people think you have to use range. You don't. Just go up and smash the tree. He's going to fall. He's going to die. Yeah, I mean, simple shit. Then from there, we're going to just keep going to the left. You're going to see one right here. Now the tricky part. Because you can't fast travel, we got to do this in one go. So what I like to do is, like I said, there's multiple layers when you look down. It's not just like one lower section. So, but what you're going to want to do, I can't pull up the map. Yeah, we're just gonna backtrack this way. It doesn't matter. I mean, you might end up doing a full circle, but you're gonna eventually see what seems to be a collapsed pillar off the side, and there's like a mid-level of where this tortoise will be. But as mentioned, it can be kind of tricky to find. I know what it looks like on the map, but since it has all, you know, like I know where it's at, but since you have all these guys spawned, it won't let me pull up my damn map. I know it's like right over here though. Yep, serious. You see him right down there? So you're gonna see like these little pillars. This one, that's that collapsed pillar I was talking about right here. So we're just gonna drop on down. Now the trick with these is you can't, you know, you can't fast travel, you can't jump around. So you have to get them all three in one fell swoop. And late game, we have to do one where the three tortoises are like spaced out by like a mile. Oh, it's horrible, dude. It's horrible. I have it in my notes like a really easy way to do it, but yeah, like on a blind playthrough, oh, it's a fucking nightmare because you can't die in the island filled with enemies. And on top of that, they're super spaced out, so you want to fast travel, and if you do, you have to restart the whole thing. So it can be really rough on a blind playthrough. But as always, once you have solved your puzzle, we can go on up and get our goodies. Now, get used to looking around here too. There's one tower in particular that has like an outfit that you could easily just run by and miss. Alright, so that's your memory stone. Then from here, I guess we'll just go back to Sorcerer's Isle. So what we're going to be doing before we shoot out this way, we're actually going to go on down because there's like a nighttime boss over here, and then on the way to that, right under this bridge, is a Side of Grace and then a Scarab. I think it's like right around here. So if you want to put a marker, you can. We'll be going to this bridge first. We'll get our Scarab, then we're just going to shoot down for our boss. Now this boss here is going to be rather rough. Rather rough. This might be one of those fights where, you know, some people may just have to come back, you know what I mean? It happens. Now, we already went and got them, but if you didn't, there are some smithing stones right there in that pose. Now, I think it's on the far left side. When you get to the bridge, it's like right over here. It's going to be your Side of Grace. We'll grab that real quick. No, it is on this side, isn't it? I think I started writing this shit down. Yeah, it was right where my marker was. Okay. The Scarab's by the Grace, that's right. I keep thinking they're separated when they're not. Alright, well we're good. So grab your Side of Grace, we'll run through a marker to get rid of it. Then you just go out to the left. Yeah, that's right. Grace, go out to the left. Visible Scarab, right here. So we want to go ahead and get back to that bow. It's our only real shot. And if you get too close, he's going to disappear. We want his head, if possible. There we are. That gets you Shield Bash, which is pretty cool. It's been on a few shields we found before. Eventually you're going to get one called Shield Crash, which is way better, but it's just taking your shield and bashing the enemy. So if you have something like that Thorn Shield, it'll do Blood Loss, or you have Friend, or, you know, Madness, or whatever it may be. Once we do that, if you just follow the bridge all the way to the coast, you're going to see this chair right here. Gets you a Somber 3. Then these are Mausoleum Knights. They're always around Mausoleums. Every time. Now if you take the Mausoleum down, there's no Mausoleum Knights left. That's something I wasn't really going to cover because it's such a pain in the ass. But when you get over here, what's going on is there's going to be a current that takes you up. And then you're going to have to try to time and jump down on this thing. Now, if you guys want it, this is something you do in your own time because it can take forever. He's moving around, you have to wait for him to get lined up, and it's just about duplicating boss remembrances. So, like I said, this is more of something you guys are all just going to do on your own. Then that's that same tunnel, but just want to make sure there was no loose loops, and we are good. And that's actually over there by the Madness Village, I think, when you come out of it. That same cliff, yeah. You're gonna notice, you look up, there are the towers right there. It just looks weird on your map. But if you were to take this airstream up, jump. That's Bellum Highway right there. Not Tower Bridge, sorry. That's Bellum Highway. And that's that shortcut we could have got there. But for this guy, what you gotta do, man, is like I said, you gotta kind of wait on him, right? I think the other way to do it is to actually use an arrow because the skulls are gonna be up top. And then you could either jump to him or you can use arrow to break the skulls, then go down to enter it. But the fact of the matter is, you need to wait until he gets close. And it's just going to take us forever, so we're not going to cover it. So, either way, just to show that off, back to East Gate Bridge. That whole little section I wasn't even going to put in the episode, but I was like, I feel like we got to cover it. Alright, I got turned around. Yep. So as I mentioned, we're going to be going back down towards Gate Town, right around that pillar. It's not exact. It's actually right around here somewhere if you guys want to leave a marker. But you'll know it because you're going to see a side of grace as we head down. We're going to grip that side of grace, and then we're going to change it to nighttime. And soon as you leave that side of grace, he's going to spawn in. So this is another death bird, but this is a fully grown death bird. You guys have not faced this yet. So you guys know they got, their little stick they try to whack at you with, but now he's going to be doing frostbite. He's going to be doing magic, which sends like a bunch of feathers to shoot at you and chase you down. They're very, very, very formidable. Very formidable. So as soon as you start seeing the buildings over here on the right, there's a side of grace, and this is going to lead us right into our fight. So we're going to switch this up a bit. Usually I don't give a shit because, I feel like we're all strong enough, but this guy's so beefy. Set this sacred. Definitely want to go into this fight with holy. Oh, we're early day, not late night. Looks the same. So we're going to go in here with holy. Despite your build, doesn't matter. This is more of a tool than anything else. Now, as soon as you leave here, it's like right around here. You're going to see a structure, and then he'll spawn in. But I'm telling you, it's just like right out to the right. Should be on her ass. You'll hear the music too. He has his own music. So there's the structures I was talking about. It's like right here. Yep. He's got his own sound. It's like a UFC fighter or something. He's got his own soundtrack you can just fight with. Get that holy on him. You can't hit his head. That's what we want. Oh, you're such a dick. Now that's a big explosion. Big explosion. You can actually get that weapon he has, Caleb, and it's fucking cool as you think it is. It really is. That's a big explosion. That's all. Very well. So because we used holy, because we're getting good damage, it didn't seem so hard. But if you're just fighting this guy with physical weapons, I'm telling you, it's a very difficult fight. Then that's going to get you Ancient Death Rancor, one of the 2 Rancor sorcerers in the game. So if you're trying to do, death build, you're going to need the weapon he has once we get it for you, and then those 2 spells. Now, if we went over to our spells, you got one in Stormveil, right? Where are you at? Yep, so that's one from Stormveil, Rancor Call. Summons vengeful spirits to chase down foes. Then you have Ancient Death Rancor. Summons horde of vengeful spirits to chase down foes. 34 and 24 faith. 16 and 14 faith. So very much a hybrid build as we have previously stated. But now that we got that caught up, everything, throughout here is done. I mean, looking at the map, everything below this point is knocked out. Hell, we even got the larval tier from killing a lobster. Like, very thorough. There's nothing else to worry about. There's like a few little loose items here, but when we go for the castle, we'll get those then. So for now, we'll jump back to Sorcerer's Isle. Yeah, there's like a stone sword key on top of a rooftop in Gate Town. So, like I said, it's just, stuff that's coming later. It's actually going to be next episode. Alright, guys. So now we got that, we're going to be heading towards our tunnel. And I do want to check the time. It's 30 minutes. It's going to be close. So we're actually going to be heading the other way. It all looks so confusing. So if you go over here to the right, as we work towards the tunnel, there's going to be like a little beach area, like right over here. If you want to put a marker, it's like right where it dead ends in front of Carey Manor. There's going to be like a little beach front over here on the left. That's where we're headed. We're going to head on out to the right, and there are some loose items along the way. It's not much at all. But as you go through these collapsed structures, you have these assholes everybody loves. Kill them if you want. But right over here. Usually we just use our poison bomb and, overload them, but we have so much left to do. I'm just not worried about showing that off again. And then if you just go straight across, we see more alphanerics. Kind of right around this island. There's going to be one item here as well. I want to say it's up top, though. I could be wrong. Is there a right passage on the other side? Or is it the other? No, it's right around here somewhere, because I had it wrote down. No, I don't see it. I wonder if we got it before. Okay, it wasn't anything, it was some grease. A weapon buff, so if you guys find it, feel free to get it. Alright. Now that we got that, yep, over here on the left-hand side, that's that marker we put on the map, so just that little coast. Yeah, it is uphill a bit. Okay, so it's the same area, there's just a top layer to it. Backtrack just a bit. There will be wolves, so if you hear the wolves, you're in the right spot. But tucked back in here is actually your intelligence knot tier. Very, very missable item. All the rest of the tiers are kind of in your face. This is like the one they don't want you guys to get. Tucked in the back here somewhere. Where the hell are you? I know it's right here. Maybe we didn't go back far enough. Yeah, the hands. There's going to be wolves and hands, but the hands are like right on the item. Should be a little bowl. Where the hell are you? There it is. Yep, see the big old hands. Intelligence knot, crystal tier, and you were good to go. Now we're just going to shoot straight on out. Doesn't matter which way. That works. Alright, so now we're just going for that little valley rather, which is right here. And we're going to go straight on back to this tunnel. Only real thing along the way is a guy, like a dead guy in a chair. You should see right around the coast once you get over to where that valley was. One thing I do not remember is if he was on the left or right. Let's look for this really quickly. It's just another one of those inconsequential items like a somber 2 or some stupid shit. It's gotta be on the left then. Okay, because I'm not seeing it here. You should see it right from the water. It's not tucked back at all. Thing with notes on a page. Navigation sometimes gets a little thrown off. It might even be up a little bit more. But if you don't get it, it's not a big deal. It's just a somber stone that we have probably 1,000 of it. If we have like 20 of them. So once you got that, like I said, it's either on the right or the left, right over there. It's kind of a dude in a chair. It's got like a somber 2. So once again, not a big deal. Once you got that, we're just going to head straight on back. This is probably the coolest tunnel to date, in my opinion. Now, you will see a lot of these little puffers. No really point in fighting them either because they're just not worth anything. Very, very, very big guys. Alright, you can see your golden seeds are about there. Now, as soon as you pick up your golden seed, over here on the right, there's going to be like a little hut. Right here. Right in that body, you're going to notice that's your first smithing 5. So as mentioned, if you're doing all the content in the area, you're only going to get a few, but it's going to help you reach those, weapon upgrades even faster. Because guess what's in this tunnel? Nothing but smithing force. So you're going to be looking at, plus 12, plus 13 weapon right now. I mean, that's just really, really nice. However, before we get started, this is going to like dead end back in the water over here. You can't really see it, it's under a cliff. But there is an ash ore to get. Give me some bats too. I don't see them yet, right over here. Yep. Barbaric War, just a buff. Sends like a shockwave out, I think it buffs your damage by 20%. I have to look into it. I don't use the war abilities, there's just so much better stuff out there. Yeah. I'm not really worried about the bats, just want them off my ass. Just want them off my ass. Alright, so before we go any more forward, I am going to put fire back on. It's just going to make sense for what we're doing. That's going to get our next upgrade there. Get our fire, and we are good to go. Now after you've got your smithing 5, you can look around over here, but there's just nothing else really happening. So going into your tunnel, just like every other tunnel, you're going to be dealing with a lot of miners. Aside from that, you got your little beastmen that have the bloodlost halberd and throw the white smoke bombs everywhere. Our damage should be holding up just fine for these guys. This is actually a pretty fucking big tunnel. And you're gonna notice it's got a little bit. It's a pretty big tunnel. A lot of really good stuff here, though. A lot of really good stuff. Now, weapon with strike's not going to bounce off these guys. Actually, I don't think these guys are the solid form. I think these are like the more squishy miners. Yeah, so you should... No, they're the rock ones. Either way, we're good because we're using fire. And since we have a weapon with strike, we're not bouncing off of them anyways. First 2 4s there. So 31's... That's almost 2 weapons there. That's enough for 1 weapon to get to plus 9. Damn. Yeah, you get 2 more 4s. You're looking at plus 3, 6, 9, 12 weapon. 1 more 5. That's plus 13. So we're looking really good by making sure we're taking the time to do everything. Now there is 1 more 5 here. It's quite hidden. It's going to make you do a little jump to get it. Now since you go in, there's going to be poison traps on the ground. You want to be very cautious of this. That's what they look like right there. So you just want to swing wide around. And that's what these guys are doing. 1 4, 2 4s. And then you also have like emeralds and shit, so it can be hard to see. Now there's one little beast guy that's hiding right here. Where is he? Get to the guy. Yep. And then you got your lift. Now, as mentioned, we're going to have to do this twice. So as you go up, what you're looking for... Fuck, was I looking the wrong way? There's a drop. Yeah, I think I was looking the wrong way. It's okay. We have to take it twice anyways. And then on top of that, we're going to need it to go back down. Yeah, so it's on that side. Yeah, it's on the back side here. There's going to be a ledge right here. So get your 5 right there. And we're just going to continuously drop down. Big old drop. The fall damage is so much more friendly in Elden Ring than it was in Dark Souls ever. Like, that's a big drop not to take any damage. We got about 20 minutes. I think we'll be okay. After this, we're done. all we have left is our legacy patch. But with that being said, like I mentioned, it's a pretty big tunnel. Now going on up, we're gonna have some miners. Not all of them have, those fire packs on, we'll call it. So some you're able to hit, some you can't. Like this guy over here, we're gonna hit him. He's gonna explode. Watch your spacing. Then there's a sneaky smithing 4. Yeah, like on the back side of a column. Make sure you grab that. Put him down. Get back. Oh, we're not cleared. You have 2 beastmen, like right at the side when you walk in here. There's also a poison trap you want to be careful of. Not really a poison trap, it's all over the floor in here. Once you got him, just try to stay to the ledges. Get your grease, your lightning grease. Then we're head on up. Now these miners are chilling. We'll take them out, but as long as you don't hit them, they won't fuck with you. Take him. Mr. Screamy. Alright. Now you can take these guys if you want. You don't need to, but it's levels, right? You time your dodge right, you're good. Alright, Rune Arc. See what he dropped for us. Then right over here, on the right hand side, if you just roll off, you're going to get Somber 4, Smithing 4, and then you're going to see an Explosive Scarab. So this is the black ones. I want to learn to read the difference here. They will do damage. Boom, Somber 4. Like I said, a lot of good stuff here, a lot of good stuff. Now, Ruin Strewn Precipice, we're going to go up to the left. Another area with some really sneaky stuff. Now, this area can kind of be rough because you're going to be dealing with a lot of bats. You're going to be dealing with harpies. You're on a thin ledge for most of it, so you just want to be really cautious. Nope, that's what I was worried about. Yeah, watch out where your position is. Now, as soon as you get to the stairs, you just look down. It should just be a run, jump. Somber 4. Right around the corner, we'll have Explodey Boy. Get him down. You're gonna see a ladder. Now, once you get to this ladder, you'll see another. But make sure you shoot to the right side first, because since we dropped, there's some stuff we didn't get to yet. But don't go that way. So firstly, you're going to run back. You'll see these guys, the bats. Oh, we didn't get them. I thought they both died. Yeah, make sure you watch for them. Then right here is, where we left off at. Come on. Thank you. It's time to play right now. And when you get back to your ladder, if you just look over here to the right, you could actually sneak right up these rocks. Run, jump, run, jump. Right over here. Somber 3. It's so odd. Somber 3s seem to be more rare than Somber 4s right now. You just don't seem to get as many. And that's how they are. I mean, there's some lower level Somber Stones that are more rare than the higher ones. Like, you'll see Somber 9s all around Caleb. Then you're like, fuck, I cannot find a Somber 8 anywhere to save my life. It's, something comes up. Luckily, we know where to take you guys. But, like, in a blind playthrough, you just don't seem to find Somber 7s. Same thing. Like, for a long time, you don't really find any if you don't know where to look. Luckily for you guys, I know. But, saying. Blind playthrough, you're like, what am I supposed to do? I want to get more damage, and I'm stuck. And so, you're going to hear this lady singing. That's actually the harpy. She's singing an Italian song, from what I understand. It does seem pretty cool. Now, you want to put her down as fast as you can. She's the biggest threat. These guys are annoying, but she's the biggest threat. There is a big difference between an annoying enemy and a difficult one. Now that we got that done, I don't think there's actually anything here, but I do want to show that off because there are a lot of sneaky smithing stones that are in areas like that, right? Just want to watch out for it. But now they're all down, we can go ahead and pick up the rest of our stones. It's going to be 4 here, 4 here. Give it, and that should catch you up. Now, if you haven't found, like you haven't been doing all the content, just this place alone gives you enough force to bring up 1 weapon past that tier, just so you know. Now, if you've done all the content, you might even have enough for 2 weapons, but you should at least have enough for 1 despite that. Alright, so as soon as we go up, what we're going to do is run, jump to the left. Go run for a rune right here. It's a good one too, rune 5. Right now it's pretty good. And we can jump back, take him out. Hey, love it. Take him out. So that bat would actually will sneak out on you. Oh no, he's still there. Yeah, so there's one like hanging that you just don't see. I thought that was him, but it wasn't. Yeah, so that guy will push you up the edge if you're not prepared for it. At least he has done it to me. Then behind the ladder, we go. And that's kind of what I was saying, that they're really sneaky with them at times. Quite certain you've already picked up 10 or 12 forts. Alright, so as soon as we go up, we're going to go to the far right side first. Now up here is going to be a fight with one of those really big squids. But he's actually guarding some stuff. A weapon, mainly. It's not a special weapon, it's a curved sword, but it's not particularly great. It does have an effect where it gives you health when you kill enemies, so that can be nice as an offhand if you're limited on resources. Switch on over to the curved sword, kill a couple guys, get some health back, but that's all it really, stands out to me, because nothing else about it is great. We have some pretty cool weapons that, I think, wait. There you go, Serpent of God's curved sword. So, if you were to read about it, formerly used to offer up sacrifices, this sword restores health upon slaying an enemy. So, like I said, it's more of a tool I would use, or a resource rather. If you run out of healing, put that on, get a little bit of health back, kill them smaller enemies, and maybe get you through a tough fight, or whatever the case may be. Now with that cleared, we're gonna keep pressing forward. Now this part could be a little bit rough because you have 2 harpies. You have a few other little enemies too, but they're not our concern. Harpies are. So one is a mage harpy. You have to throw their flintstones at you. And the other one's a poison, although I think they both can do it. Nah, we'll deal with the rest of it. Smithing 3. Then we're going to go behind the stairs. I think this is the first time you're going to get it, but it's Lost Ashes of War. This can be taken to the blacksmith, and what it does is it allows you to duplicate Ashes of War. You might be thinking, well, why the hell do I need to do that? Well, let's say you want to do a Bloodloss build with 2 curved swords, and you only have 1 Bloodloss Ash of War at this point to change the affinity. Well, that, you can make 2 Bloodloss Ashes of War, put 1 on each weapon, and that, in my opinion, is, what you're going to get the best out of it for. Now, going on up, we're about to get into a fight here, so you can summon help for this fight, but this guy is akin to the dragon family. He's just a really big lizard. He can jump up, he can go on his back feet, but he's just a really, really, really big lizard with a giant curved sword that does fire. So with that being said, he does lava everywhere, puts pooled lava, and he can just kill you in moments, he can just kill you, flat out kill you very quickly. Now what I would recommend doing, now this is something that does not go with our build whatsoever, because he does fire, he's flat out immune to it for the most part. So with that being said, we can come on down to Ashes of War and go with Frostbite. We're going to put the cold. We don't have intelligence, but we're going to be getting magic damage, which he's weak to. We're going to be getting frostbite damage, which he's weak to, and it can help out. We're also getting blood loss at 50 and 96 frostbite buildup. Right over here, you can either summon Black Guard or Great Horn Dragoth. Dragoth is the better option. Now, mainly, all you're trying to do is try to keep your distance, use big hits, charge heavies, try to break a stagger, get critical blows, right? But as mentioned, he has big pools of lava. You want to run away from it. You want to keep your distance. Dodging, is going to play a big part here as well. As he can go back up on his hind legs, and when he does this, he can swing that big curved sword, does this big splash of AoE and lava. But he does a lot of charge force, like what he's doing now. He's running at you, he can block it, but he'll break your stance really easy. Yeah, see, he's already got the lava. He'll usually do this like 3 or 4 times. If he does it more than that, he's glitched out. He's not supposed to be utterly spammed. Pretty big AoE there. Did we just get to the guy? I do believe it's 3 charged heavies on his head. Yeah, so right back to ramming. I don't know why we just can't get this fucking guy. He does this shit a lot, man. It's really fucking annoying. Pretty bad. Pretty bad. Not much to help just yet. And then the lava pool annihilate you. They're covering the whole ground. Not the most fair thing. But, he goes down like anybody else. He's very reluctant to do so. Needs your head, buddy. Shield. They'll knock you back to throw survival. It's gonna come again. And this is what sucks, man. Just having to deal with this, and you're getting ready. You're like, hey, I just want to fight you, dude. You're just running all over. You're just trying. What's my shield for, dude? Seriously. Full stamina, shield up. That time I get my back was turned, the first time I came. Yeah, that will one-shot you if you don't have your health right. Thank you. I was like, I know he owes you some by now. Dragon Moon Grease can help. See that? We got Frostbite. That's going to take 20% more damage. Watch out for that one. That hurts bad if he hits you with it. The hell's a fight, isn't it? Usually he goes down much easier. A lot of our hits are missing. It's not helping out. The thing of it is, if you stagger him, he's got the lava covered. You might run up for a critical attack and lava will finish you off. Even though he's down. Across the top. That proxy shot. You could literally just use this the whole time too, guys. There it is. Yeah, you can literally just dodge everything, run away from everything, score frost off him to death. But, big beefy hits on his head work just fine as well. So that's another dragon heart. As I said, he is akin to the dragon family. Magma worms scale sword. Now this actually does go with our build. As much as I would love to use it, I just do not like the Asher 4 on it. Me personally, I do not care for it. You guys might. It's just my opinion. I just don't think it's great. But really beefy curved sword, fire every hit. Pretty much the Bloodhound's Fang for our build. So all the movesets are the same. But to show off the Asher 4, yeah, it does fire and lava, but the double hand fucking popping is really weird. I guess there is a follow-up. If you slam down, you type it again. Okay, get another hit out of it. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's just not for me as much as I wanted to like it so much. I really did. But you're looking at C, Strength, D, Fate. So very much for our build, just not really for me, if you will. You guys might love it. But if you are going along with the recommended build, that is, another choice. So now with that, we have enough for one level at least. Oh, we're not doing emotes. No, sir. We were trying to level. So where are we at? So we hit that 20 marks. Now we're going to try to bring faith up to 20 and get rid of that talisman. Good. Aside from that, Ashes of War. Back on our fire. Because I'm not going to use an intelligence Ashes of War. It doesn't really do much for us. So if you were to go up here and take this lift, this brings you on up to Altus Plateau. Fact of the matter is if you go up there, you're probably going to want to grab the Side of Grace. Get the Side of Grace is, kind of triggers the Dawn Festival. So we'll send the lift up, but we do not want to take this, right? We do not want to take this. Now with that, I do want to check the time briefly, 50 minutes here. We don't really have much time. But as far as Gate Town, we've already gotten all the items in Gate Town itself. What I would like to do is jump over to Academy Gate Town because there's like a crafting book and a stone sword key. That's it. That way, next episode we could actually get started on our legacy dungeon instead of running around here looking for 2 items, right? It's just gonna waste our time. So going on over where we at? Yeah, we're just kind of just working our way back through here looking for loose shit. That's it. So there's gonna be Albanerics. What we're looking for, one of those buildings with a little hut in it. Right fucking here somewhere. I think it might be more towards the center. Yeah, it's right here. So it's definitely more towards the center. It's gonna be Albanerics up here, and you could farm these guys for that big fork weapon they got if you're doing an arcane build. If you actually like it. They're gonna give us shit, so we're gonna take them out. But right here in that body, Atria Leaf. Take him. Pop the chest. There's the cookbook. God, there's so many of them down there. Just fucking waiting on us to slip up. And then from there, the only other thing is if you go out and kind of wrap around under this bridge right here, there's going to be a scarab. Now the scarab has a pretty unsignificant Ashes of War for spear builds, just charge forth. Pretty much every spear comes with it, but if you want it, this is where you're gonna get it. We'll take him out. Again, that's probably enough. Now right here, so you can't even lock onto it either, guys. What you're gonna want to do is get to some type of ranged option. Try to hit the beetle, but if not, we'll finish him off on the ground. Did we get him? Alright, so there's charge forth. We should be done with the bow. Now, the only other thing is going to be us taking down Mr. Crab. Hey, that was a big hit, but not very good. Thank you. Not the same fight he used to be, huh? So we'll take down Mr. Crab. I think I have a body right here. Handful of smithing tools. And that should set you up. So after that, we're just going to jump over to South Rayadukari Gate. Now, this is a pretty big legacy dungeon. And going through here is going to send us places, too. So we did talk about this before. When you talked to Patches, he told you about an abductor virgin and Rayadukari. They'll send you over to Volcano Manor. I said once we get to that point, we're going to run through Volcano Manor, get access to a lot of really good somber stones, just to, get us set up for fully upgrading a weapon to help everyone through the walkthrough. But aside from that, we still have Mogwin's Palace to do a quick run through. So that's what we're going to do next episode. We're going to do about like the first third of the castle. Just get up to that point where we're about to get transported, then we're going to do a bonus episode where we're just, going through Volcano Manor, going through Mogwart's Palace, and just get really set up for everybody. Then, we'll finish up with the Legacy Dungeon. So probably a good, 3 episodes to get this knocked out. But coming out the other side of this, you guys are all going to be in phenomenal shape. So either way, this is us wrapping up. So y'all stay tuned. Please subscribe for more walkthrough, and we will catch you back here shortly.